I'm just gonna start out and say that I'm not really a big comic book guy. I mean, I enjoy superhero movies on like a surface level, but I didn't grow up reading comic books or have my entire personal identity tied to fictional characters who wear pajamas all day. Although, to be fair, so do I. But I've made videos about almost every DC CW show up to this point, so when I heard about how much everyone loves Batwoman, I figured, hey, why not check it out? So let's take a walk.
I suppose I should start here, in Gotham. 3 years ago, when Batman mysteriously disappeared, it divided the city. Some hoped to be back, others figured he was dead. I thought he abandoned Gotham for the same reason he abandoned my family. Because he didn't care.
I mean, to be honest here, Batman probably left Gotham for the same reason everyone else should, because it's Gotham. Like, why does anyone live here? Every other weekend, you got some guy made out of mud going around town, or this guy who terrorizes the city by stealing pennies. This was actually a real villain, by the way. Anyway, so what we learned is that since Batman is gone, the whole city of Gotham is basically just like it's always been, so I don't know what the big deal was, but hey, whatever. Anyway, so this guy started Crow's Security, a private security company that's hoping to clean things up a little bit. Now, tonight is a bit of a special occasion.
Tonight is about reality. It's been 3 years, Gotham. The Bat's not coming back. Mayor Akins, help us say goodbye to Gotham's outdated tradition. It's time to turn off the signal.
But right before they can do this, wouldn't you be shocked to learn that a group of local ne'er-do-wells show up and start causing some trouble? Now, one thing leads to another, and one of the Crow's security guards, Sophie, gets kidnapped. And here's where we finally get to meet our main character.
Call for you. Girl who talked too much.
Hello?
Kate, it's Mary. Your stepsister?
Mary. Our parents have been married for over a decade.
Okay. Boy, really glad you just randomly explained all that to us. I mean, this is definitely how real people talk to each other. Anyway, so from this phone conversation, here's what we learn. This woman is Sophie, and she's the ex-girlfriend of Kate, our main character, who is also the cousin of Bruce Wayne, and whose dad is the guy in charge of Crow's Securities. And now Sophie being kidnapped is kind of like the main MacGuffin or whatever that brings Kate back to Gotham so she can save her from the bad guys.
I wish you called.
We're gonna find her.
Do you know who took her?
Ruthless, spineless maniacs who frankly don't stand a chance against a team of ex-Navy SEALs and Green Berets.
Let me help the Crows find Sophie.
It's great to see you, but I gotta take this call.
And so, of course, being the no-nonsense Leonardo DiCaprio from Growing Pains lookalike that she is, she does what anyone in her position would do, and climbs up the Wayne Enterprise building to break into Batman's office. Now here she finds some video footage of when Sophie was kidnapped that apparently the Crows, or whatever they're called, don't have access to. And so, of course, she downloads it and takes it to her dad.
Wait, what does that paddle say? Not for the mild, well-behaved child. It was their creepy disciplinary motto.
It's whose motto?
The Burnside Orphanage. Beth and I used to sneak in there with our Ouija board and freak each other out.
Okay, so just to summarize, these guys are using wooden paddles from an old orphanage that also just so happens to be the same place that Kate used to sneak off to and make Ouija board YouTube videos or whatever. You know, it sure is nice everything just lined up all perfect like that. So she heads on over there to go cause some trouble. But of course, she ends up getting caught, and here we get to meet the big villain who kidnapped Sophie and loves shopping at Goodwill.
I need you to send your father a message. He thinks he's Gotham's white knight, but he's a bully. I want to take away his power.
Who the hell are you?
Right. I'm Alice. How do you do?
So Kate wakes up in this underground secret hospital run by her stepsister because, you know, Gotham is apparently a lot smaller than it looks. After getting stitched up, she heads on back to the Crow's office to tell her dad what she found out about Alice and Sophie and all that stuff.
We thought she took you too. I got half my guys out there looking for you.
Here I am telling you, her vendetta isn't against Gotham, but against you.
You are not listening. You ran into an unknown terrorist cell without proper backup.
If you treated me like everybody else, I would have had backup.
Except you're not everyone else.
I'm not. I never will be.
Okay, come on, Kate. What are you, like 13? You sound like me when I wanted mac and cheese, but my mom said we didn't have any. I never get to do what I want to do. This family stinks. No one understands me. I'm going to my room so I can listen to Simple Plan for 3 hours. Anyway, so she's like, harumph, harumph, and heads on back to Wayne Enterprises to find out where Batman went and what's going on once and for all. So she goes into his office and discovers the most obvious secret passage you'll ever see. I mean, Bruce Wayne spent like $1 billion making this thing, right? And just in case you forget how to open it, I'm gonna put this very inconspicuous switch right here for you, Mr. Batman. I mean, that dude from Kim Possible had a better secret lair than this. But anyway, so she heads on down into the Batcave, I assume, and discovers Bruce Wayne's big secret.
Bruce Wayne is Batman.
You know, I guess I just kind of assumed she'd already figured all this out, because I mean, Batman and Bruce Wayne both disappear at the same time for 3 years. I wonder what that's all about. So just a quick little backstory with Kate here for a second. When she was younger, she was in a car accident with her sister and her mom. Batman came to save them, but for whatever reason, he left, and only Kate was able to climb out of the car before it fell over the bridge with her sister and mom still in it. And so Kate's always kind of resented Batman for almost her entire life. But now, thanks to this security guy, we come to find out that Batman was actually really torn up about it and spent the next 15 years or whatever trying to figure out what went wrong that day. Now, right after this, Kate stumbles across some of Bruce Wayne's old pajamas, and then we get this scene.
That's why Bruce became Batman. To play by his own rules made him terrifying to his enemies. I need you to fix his suit.
The suit is literal perfection.
It will be. When it fits a woman.
I don't know what that means. Anyway, so that night there's this movie in the park event to celebrate Crow's security protecting Gotham City. But guess who's always one step ahead and has her lines written by a 7th grader?
How do you like the queen, said the cat.
You'd never forget about Sophie, would you, Commander? Your favorite little birdie up in the sky.
But oh dear, oh my, can your little birdie fly?
Why are you doing this?
Why is Raven like a writing desk?
Just stop. You know how in teen movies or whatever, the main girl is always so quirky and nerdy because she reads books? Well, this is what you get when those girls don't meet the brooding emo guy with finger tattoos or whatever who says stuff like, "You don't ever have to pretend around me." And so she just keeps on reading them books until one day she wakes up looking like this. Although lucky for us, she got hooked on Alice in Wonderland, because trust me, you do not want to know what happened to the girl who read Animal Farm. But right then, wouldn't you know, Kate shows up to save the day looking not particularly intimidating, but hey, whatever.
I thought you were dead.
Anyway, so after doing the old classic Batman Care Bear stare thing for a while, she gives Alice the old 1-2 wham bam bibbidi bow and saves the day. Mostly. Well, I mean, Sophie's fine, but Alice gets away at the last second, so guess who's probably coming back over and over again for the next forever. Now later on, after this whole thing is over, Kate runs into Sophie back at the Crow's office, and turns out things are a little more awkward now than usual.
Hi, by the way.
Hi. I heard you came back for me. Thanks.
There she is. I thought we talked about never letting you out of my sight again.
I'm fine. Tyler, this is Kate. Kate. Tyler works for Crows International.
Got in late last night, and now I am that annoyingly overprotective husband.
You know, that's always one of the big problems about trying to get back with your ex, because in my experience, it always goes breaking up with you was the worst decision I ever made. My life's been so horrible ever since. Really? I'm doing great. Are you kidding me? Getting dumped by you was the best thing that ever happened to me. I mean, could you imagine if I was still stuck with you this whole time? Ha! And then at the very end, we get one last little surprise that really should have waited until the mid-season finale at least, but whatever, here you go.
Make sure our necklaces are in it.
I'll win you over, my dear sister. The two of us will rule Gotham.
Huh. So yeah, Batwoman's kind of different. I mean, to be fair, I'm the furthest I could possibly be from the target demographic of this show, but I see what it's going for. It kind of reminds me of Supergirl a little bit, just in that the show really has a message and it really wants you to know that. Now, I don't think that's inherently a bad thing, but it's just really on the nose about everything it wants to say. I mean, no room for subtext or mystery in this show. And hey, if you miss something, don't worry, they'll explain it to you 3 more times. But I mean, it's a new show. It definitely has room for improvement, so we'll see, I guess. Speaking of Alice in Wonderland, this video is brought to you by Dashlane. If you're like me, in which case, that's rough, you probably find yourself using the same password over and over again for different things, right? But of course, if one password gets hacked, then suddenly they could access all your information. Kind of like how Batman's Batcave can apparently be accessed by pushing this one very obvious button. Well, if you only use one password over and over again, before you know it, all your personal information's been stolen, and someone's using your credit card to buy 150 copies of Ham Taro Ham Ham Heartbreak. Being someone who uses the internet for pretty much everything, it's invaluable to have that extra level of security that Dashlane can give you. Dashlane is a one-stop shop for your digital identity. It manages all your passwords, personal info, financials, whatever you need, making your life safe and more secure. It works across all devices, including Apple products, PCs, Android, Safari, and Chrome. It also has a secure autofill feature that works for personal information, credit cards, that type of thing. It comes with a VPN to stop people from tracking you, and they even check if your personal information is being sold on the dark web. So to try Dashlane for free, for life on your first device, go to dashlane.com/AlexMyers, and you can use my promo code AlexMyers to get 10% off to use Dashlane on all your devices. So the link is down below, and once again, thank you Dashlane for sponsoring this video. So the whole thing about Batman is like, you know, he doesn't have any superpowers. He's just this rich guy, fancy gadgets, big muscle, super strong, super smart, whatever. Now you have someone else in kind of the DC universe like, you know, Supergirl, right? And she looks just like a regular woman, but she has super strength and super speed, and she can fly and shoot lasers, whatever, because she has superpowers, right? But like Batwoman, right? The whole thing about Batwoman is she's just a regular person who's also been training for years and years. Batwoman and Green Arrow kind of have like a similar type of thing, because you know, Green Arrow was like on this island training for years and years, and then we have Kate who, you know, in like surviving in the wild, and she's been living off the land, and like you'd think she would come back and have this like really like fit, like almost like kind of like really muscular type of physique, you know, because like she's Batwoman, she's been training in the wild. But like Kate in Batwoman is like the scrawniest looking person. It's not even like she's like thin or slender. She's just like, she has the body of like Oliver Twist. You know, it's like, how is she beating dudes up? And it's weird because you think with the show going with the theme and kind of the message that it's going for, you think that she would be like the woman who's in the new Terminator movie, for example, or Black Widow or something, like, you know, clearly physically fit and goes to the gym. But it looks like, I mean, she shows up in the bat suit and she looks like she's 12. You know? It's like, I don't know if I can take this seriously. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss any videos from me. Follow my dog Charlie on Instagram, Charlie Meets Pumpkin. Follow me on Twitter. Let me know what's your favorite part of the video, or just say hi or tell me what movie I should do next. And above all else, everybody have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.